Hey everyone, what's up everybody? It's your girl Shanelle. Make sure I got this camera. Hope you guys are having a great day. If you are tuning in, go ahead and let me know who you are in the chat and where you're from. Come on in and say hey. Today, right now, we're getting ready to start the Shanelle scope. And like, if you haven't saw my my videos on Facebook yet, just to remind you guys that I'm super excited about today's Shanelle scope, because I was normally during the week I'm praying and trying to figure out what to talk to you ladies about and what kind of content just to deliver to you guys, and what is it that will inspire you to be better, what will inspire you to be stronger, what will inspire you to, or what will give you more confidence or inspire you to have more confidence in yourself. And so I really didn't have anything concrete that I wanted to talk to you about until yesterday. I was on a teleconference, and it was amazing. I mean, one of the speakers did an outstanding job, and I'm going to share his name with you here shortly, because I want you to go and follow him on Facebook or whatever social media platforms he's on. But right now I do know he's on Facebook, and he just has some words of inspiration, and I think you ladies would love just what he has to say, his outlook and his just his thoughts. I think you would love what he has to say. So I'm going to share some of those ideas with you. And if you have not went on to or signed up for my free ebook, it's really in the beginning stages. I'm going to be adding more and more things to it until it becomes a full book, but I wanted to include you guys on the process. So the first part of it is definitely free. It's a free ebook, and it's the Single Woman's Guide to Winning the Game of Love. And the first part is already available. So if you don't have access to it, or if you're not signed up to get it, just reply to me or go to pricesandbeyond.com and let me know. Or basically the links are in the group there. But if you still can't get it, let me know and I'll make sure that you get it. So let's go ahead and get started. The name of the guy one of the speakers, his name was Dr. Larry Purnell, and he's a relationship strategist, lifestyle coach, whatever you want to call him. But a lot of his ideas are some of the things I'm going to share with you. And the topic of it was called the X-Files. That was the name of the conference, and his topic was about not being broke down. And often we as women, or just as human beings, the devil's job is to kill, steal, and destroy us. So what happens is he uses people, he uses situations, and a lot of times he uses people. And since we're talking about relationships, we're going to talk about the people that he uses to break us down. Okay, I'm going to put us in there because it's myself included. I've allowed the devil to use people to break me down, and have compromised my standards, have compromised things that meant so much to me in order to be in some relationships. And I decided I'm not going to do that anymore. And I'm going to share with you how when we compromise our standards and we compromise what we truly believe in our value system, how that breaks us down. Some of us have had the wrong man, and I'm guilty of this, has had the wrong man in our lives, and we thought he was the right one. And if we're honest with ourselves, we really saw the signs in the beginning. We saw the red flags in the beginning, and we ignored them, and we forced the situation, we forced the relationship because we wanted it to work so bad. We told all our friends about him, we told everybody about him, but then when the red flags popped up, we didn't want to do anything about it, because we were like, well, I've already told everybody, and I don't want to tell everybody, he wasn't the right one after I done told him he was the one. So we forced the relationship, and we find ourselves being broke down constantly, daily. by that relationship that was not meant by God. So once we gave him everything, we start with giving him our mind, right? We give him our mind. We listen to all the sweet little nothings. We listen to all the promises that he has no actions to back him up, but we listen to all his little promises. Then we give him our hearts, because we start to believe what he says. Then we give him our body, and God reveals to us that he's not the one, but we've given him so much of us already that, like I said, we force the relationship. So I'm going to tell you today, if whenever God shows you that he's not the one, you need to get out of that situation. You need to get out of the relationship, because trust me, when God shows you he's not the one, it's because God has somebody better for you, right? All right, so I'm hoping you guys agree with me on that. The obligation in relationships, we both have an obligation in relationship, us as women and then him as the man. So the standards that we have are often revealed in what our obligation is, or the standards we have for the other person is what dating is all about. So real love comes with work. It takes work. It takes work from him. It takes work from us. And some things, there's just some things that he's supposed to do, on his end, and there's certain things that we're supposed to do. And, after a certain period of time, there's just the expectation of what he's supposed to do. After a certain period of time, there's expectations of what we're supposed to do. But how do we know what the expectations are from each other if you never talk about it? So I don't think it's very popular for people to sit down after about the first couple of dates to say, hey, what do you expect from me? Because it puts, it kind of puts you on the spot. It kind of put the pressure on, especially if your intentions aren't good. If a person's intentions are not good and you ask them, well, what do you expect from me? And then you tell them what you expect from them, they're gonna get, they can be manipulative and deceitful, whatever, but most of the time they're not expecting you to ask that question. They're not expecting to have an honest, upfront answer. So when you ask those type of questions, you're getting data, you're getting information on that person. And if somebody doesn't have good intentions, they're going to try to hide from sharing that type of data with you. So that's why I like sharing my book, Winning in the Game of Love, because it reveals a whole lot about people. When you have certain standards, you find out a whole lot about people and what their intentions are. So if you don't have the book and you haven't checked it out, you definitely want to make sure you get that. But I want to encourage you to stop compromising. Stop letting them get away with foolishness. Stop letting them just get away with stuff. There's too many women out here letting these men get away with way too much. And the reason I know is because they try getting away with it with me and it don't work. And I'm like, who is letting y'all get away with this stuff? So it's too many women out there letting these men get away with stuff, and their actions need to show their willingness to connect with you. For example, there's men that will say, oh, I want to give you the world with the white picket fence around it. But, and I mean, that's just one of those lines that they drop. But if they don't show the actions of how they want to connect with you on a deeper level, they're not showing the actions of how they can inspire you. They're not inspiring you emotionally, spiritually, mentally, then their actions are not showing that they're trying to connect with you. So they're not the one for you, okay? They might be the one for somebody else, but they're not the one for you. So you need to have your eyes open so wide during the stage of dating. How does God show us his love? Okay, so this is something to think about. We don't see God, right? We don't see God. We feel him, but we definitely know he loves us, right? How do we know God loves us? Well, through his signs, through the actions. He's action packed, right? So if a man tells you he loves you, he tells you he cares about you, but there's no action. He doesn't do the things that you like. He doesn't do the things that put a smile on your face. He doesn't do the things that you care about. He's not interested in what you care about. I'm sorry, he's not your man. He's not your man. So therefore, if the man you're with cannot show you his love, the way that God shows us his love by actions, then he's not what he's saying is what he says is not true. He does not care about you. He does not love you. His intentions are wrong. What are your expectations? Do you have expectations? Think about that. Think about, what are your expectations? Are your expectations reasonable? Do your expectations line up with what God's expectations and his plans for your life? If you let go of your expectations, you will lose your own integrity. And what I mean by that is what I was saying earlier, how oftentimes to make the relationship work, we compromise. We say, oh, that ain't nothing. Oh, that ain't nothing. And then before you know it, you've compromised all your expectations, you've compromised all your standards, and you just going crazy now. You just accepting any old thing, and then you wonder why you're not happy. You wonder why you don't have joy. You wonder why you don't have peace. You wonder why you keep getting hurt over and over and over and over again. So I don't know about you with integrity, and if you continue to compromise your own standards, you lose your integrity. So if you're looking for a man of integrity, you have to be a woman of integrity. What are God's expectations for your life? Whatever God's expectations for your life, that man will be the perfect, he will fit right in. Whatever God's expectations for his life, you will fit right in, okay? So this, like I said, dating is about gathering data, asking questions, asking the questions that really matter. One of the quotes he said was, intent is the direction that you are going. What are his intentions? Because when you find out what his intentions are, you find out the direction he's going. You ask him, what are your intentions? And listen to his answer. If I'm hungry, my actions are going to show that I'm going to go get something to eat, because that's my intention. My intention is to be full, right? So God reveals so many things to us, and ask God and let him reveal to you what your intentions are and what that man's intentions are, and watch his actions. Now, in closing, I want to talk about the difference between being lonely and being alone. There's a huge difference. Some of us are alone, but some of y'all are lonely. And the difference is, being lonely means you're vulnerable. You don't know your value. You just want someone in your life to take up the space in your life, and you'll take whatever. And being alone means you know who you are. You're sure about that. And you don't take just any old thing, and you're comfortable. You're confident in who you are, and it's okay. So there's a difference, and men will take advantage of a lonely person, okay? Especially a man that don't have good intentions. He'll take advantage of a lonely person, and I'm telling you, once he takes advantage of you, he will run you ragged, okay? Ragged, and drive you crazy. So expect greater. Figure out, what is it that God wants you to do at this time while you're alone? What is God trying to work on in your life while you're alone? And take advantage of that time alone so that you can become stronger. You can be greater. You can be that queen. So when your king comes, he knows God sent you to him, okay? So we men, we have a huge responsibility, and I know we're talking about what he needs to do and blah, 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 but we have a huge responsibility, and I think you already know that. So don't compromise, because you have such a huge responsibility. Don't compromise and settle for a mediocre person. Don't settle for a mediocre man. Make these men man up. Don't keep letting them get away with foolishness, because if they can get away with it, they're going to. So make them man up. Know who you are. Declare it to the world who you are. Expect greater from people. Expect greater from people around you. Quit patty caking with the devil and get your life, okay? So that's really the gist of my interpretation of what I received yesterday from the teleconference. I just kind of compacted it and made it Shanellified. but I wanted to share this with you because it was so impactful to me, and the comments that the other women were saying about it was just amazing. So I hope that you guys have received value from it like I have, and I want to hear what you think. I want to hear what your comments are, and feel free to reply to this video, or you can message me personally. I love getting those. You guys have a part of the sisterhood. Go over to pricesandbeyond.com and join the sisterhood and join the conversations over there. We have a great time over there, and many of the women can connect and really just network with what you're doing and what you have issues with, and we're here to help each other. So it's a safe platform for all women, and I look forward to seeing you over there. Until then, have a wonderful rest of your day, and we'll talk to you soon. Take care.